The dress had been in our family for 93 years. My great-grandmother wore it at her wedding in 1931. My grandmother wore it at hers in 1955. My mother wore it in 1988. The lace was hand-tatted, the beadwork done by fingers that had been still for decades. It was supposed to be Emma's someday when she was old enough to understand its value. She was 10 now. I thought that was old enough to see it, to touch it carefully, to begin understanding the line of women she came from. I was wrong about the timing, not about Emma's readiness, but about the danger of bringing family history into my father's house. We arrived on a Saturday afternoon. My grandmother had died 4 months earlier, and I'd finally gotten her estate lawyer to release some of her personal effects. The dress had been stored in her attic, preserved in acid-free tissue paper, waiting. "Can I see it?" Emma asked as we pulled into my father's driveway. "When we get inside, we'll show Grandpa." It was his mother's dress. My father's wife, Sylvia, opened the door. She'd been married to my father for 5 years, ever since my mother died. She had 3 children with him, my half-siblings, ranging from 8 to 3 years old. "What's in the box?" Sylvia asked immediately, eyeing the large archival container I carried. "Family heirloom, my grandmother's wedding dress. I wanted Dad to see it." Something shifted in her expression. "Your grandmother's, from your mother's side?" "Yes, it's been passed down for 3 generations. Emma will wear it someday." "How nice." Her tone suggested it was anything but nice. My father appeared from the kitchen, and his face lit up when he saw the box. "Is that what I think it is? Mom's dress?" "The one and only." We went to the dining room, and I carefully unpacked the dress. The ivory silk caught the afternoon light. The lace looked impossibly delicate. Emma gasped. "It's beautiful," she whispered. "Your great-great-grandmother made this lace," I told her. "Every piece by hand. It took her 2 years." Sylvia stood in the doorway, watching. Her children came running in, curious about the commotion. "What's that?" her daughter Madison asked. "It's Emma's family dress," I explained. "It's very old and special." "Why doesn't Madison get one?" Sylvia's voice had an edge to it. "This one comes from my mother's family. It's been passed down through the women on that side. So Madison doesn't get anything because she's from my side." "That's not what I said. This is specifically from my grandmother to me to Emma. It's a direct line." "Family history," Sylvia said slowly, "but only for some family members." My father picked up the dress gently. "I remember this. Mom wore it in her wedding photos. She always said it would go to her granddaughters." "Granddaughter," Sylvia corrected. "Singular. Because apparently Madison doesn't count." "Sylvia, that's not fair. This dress predates our marriage. It's from Sarah's mother. And Emma is the only one who matters from that family." "Got it." The tension was thick enough to cut. I started carefully repacking the dress. "We should go. Emma has homework." "Leave it here," Sylvia said suddenly. "What?" "The dress. Leave it here. Let Madison see it properly. Let all the kids appreciate it. It's extremely delicate. It needs to stay in the preservation box." "I'll be careful." "No, I'm taking it home. It needs special storage." Sylvia's expression hardened. "Of course. Can't let the other grandchildren near precious Emma's special dress. Family history is only for certain kids." "That's not what this is about, isn't it? Everything from your mother's side, all the photos, the jewelry, and now this dress. It all goes to Emma. My kids get nothing from their grandmother because she's dead, and you act like they don't exist." "They have your family's history," I said quietly. "This is mine and Emma's." "We're leaving," I said, closing the preservation box. Emma helped me carry it to the car. My father followed us out. "Sarah, wait. Sylvia's just sensitive about family stuff. She's erasing my mother's family. She acts like because you were married, Emma stops being part of that lineage." "That's not true, but you have to understand, Sylvia wants her kids to feel equally important." "They are equally important, but this dress isn't about importance. It's about history, literal, generational history that Emma is part of." "I know, just give Sylvia time. She'll come around." We left. Emma was quiet in the car, holding the box carefully on her lap. "Mom, why doesn't Aunt Sylvia like me?" "It's not about you, sweetheart. It's complicated adult stuff. She said family history is only for me, like that's bad. Family history isn't bad. It's precious. You're part of a long line of strong women. That dress proves it." 2 weeks later, Sylvia called. "I want to apologize," she said. I overreacted about the dress. Why don't you bring Emma over this weekend? We can have a nice family dinner. She can show the dress to the other kids properly. Something felt off, but I wanted peace. Okay, Saturday? Perfect. We arrived Saturday at 5. Emma brought the dress box, excited to share it with her younger half-siblings. My father grilled chicken in the backyard while Sylvia set the table. Can we take the dress out? Emma asked. Let's wait until after dinner, I suggested. Keep it safe. But Emma was 10 and excited. When I went to the bathroom, she opened the box in the living room, showing Madison and the younger kids the beautiful lace and beadwork. I heard Sylvia's voice before I saw what happened. That dress doesn't belong here. I rushed back to the living room. Sylvia was holding the dress. Emma was just showing them, I started to say. Sylvia walked toward the back door. My father was still outside by the grill. She went to the fire pit they used for s'mores in the summer. Sylvia, what are you doing? She laid the dress over the fire pit grate and reached into her pocket for a lighter. Family history is for my kids, she said clearly. This doesn't belong in our family anymore. She lit the edge of the lace. Emma screamed. I ran forward, but the antique fabric caught immediately. 93 years of preservation, gone in seconds. The silk blackened. The hand-tatted lace disintegrated. The beadwork scattered as the threads burned away. My father came running. What the hell, Sylvia? It was causing problems, Sylvia said calmly. Always Emma, Emma, Emma. Her special things, her special history. My kids were feeling left out. So you burned it? My father stared at the smoking remains. It was just old fabric. Emma was sobbing, trying to reach the fire. I pulled her back, holding her while she watched her family history turn to ash. You need to leave, my father said to me. I need to leave. Just go. Let me deal with this. Deal with this. She just destroyed a 93-year-old family heirloom, your mother's wedding dress. I know what she did. Just take Emma and go. I'll call you later. I stood there shocked. He was defending her. Again. Dad. Please, Sarah, just go. I took Emma home. She cried for hours. I photographed the burned remains I'd grabbed from the fire pit and called my grandmother's estate lawyer that night. The dress was appraised for the estate, he said. Worth $3,200 as an antique garment. But that's not why you're calling. My grandmother's estate, the will. Sylvia's going to contest it, isn't she? She already filed. Claims Emma shouldn't receive an equal share because she's not really part of the family anymore. Says you've been alienating Emma from the new family unit. That's insane. There's going to be a hearing. You should be prepared. And Sarah? That dress burning? That's evidence. Document everything. My grandmother's estate was worth $1.8 million. The will specified it be divided equally among her 4 grandchildren, Emma and Sylvia's 3 kids, $450,000 each. Sylvia wanted it split 3 ways, $600,000 for each of her children, 0 for Emma. The hearing was scheduled for 3 months later. My attorney, a sharp woman named Catherine, prepared me carefully. Sylvia's going to argue Emma's not really family, that your father has a new family and Emma's an outsider now. The dress burning plays right into our hands. It shows a pattern of excluding Emma from family heritage. Can Emma testify? She's 10. The judge would have to approve it. But Sarah, if she can describe what happened in her own words, it could be powerful. I talked to Emma carefully. There's going to be a court hearing about Grandma's will, about the money she left you. Because Aunt Sylvia doesn't think I should get any? Yes, and a judge is going to decide. You might be asked to talk about what happened with the dress. I remember everything. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I want to. Grandma loved me, she said so all the time, and that dress was supposed to be mine. Aunt Sylvia had no right to burn it. The hearing took place in a small courtroom. Judge Patricia Morrison presided, a woman in her 60s who'd seen decades of family disputes. Sylvia's attorney went first, painting Emma as an outsider, claiming my father's remarriage created a new primary family, suggesting I was clinging to the past and excluding Emma from her real siblings. My father testified. He said he loved Emma but felt torn between his old and new family. Said the dress incident was unfortunate, but Emma had been parading it around, making the other children feel less important. Catherine asked if she could call Emma to testify. Sylvia's attorney objected. She's 10 years old. She'll be coached. I'd like to hear from the child, Judge Morrison said. This directly affects her inheritance and her relationship with her family. I'll allow it." Emma took the witness stand. A court advocate sat beside her. Judge Morrison smiled kindly. "Emma, I'm going to ask you some questions. Just tell me the truth about what you remember, okay?" Emma nodded. "Tell me about the dress that was burned." Emma's voice was steady. "It was my great-great-grandmother's wedding dress. She made the lace by hand. It took her 2 years. Then my great-grandmother wore it. Then my grandma wore it. My mom was going to wear it, but her wedding was casual, so she didn't. But she always told me I could wear it someday." "Did you understand it was valuable?" "Not money valuable. Family valuable. It was like having all those grandmas with me, like they were all there in the dress." "What happened the day it was burned?" "We went to Grandpa's house. I was showing the dress to Madison and the little kids. I thought they'd think it was cool too. Then Aunt Sylvia came in." "What did she say?" "She said the dress didn't belong there. She took it outside to the fire pit. I thought maybe she was just looking at it in different light. But then she said," Emma paused. "She said, 'Family history is for my kids,' and lit it on fire." "She said those exact words?" "Yes, ma'am. 'Family history is for my kids.' And then she burned it. I tried to stop her, but Mom held me back because the fire was hot." "What did your grandfather do?" "He came running. He saw the dress burning. Aunt Sylvia said it was just old fabric. Then Grandpa told us to leave." "He asked you to leave?" "He told Mom to take me and go so he could deal with Aunt Sylvia, but he never called us after. Not once." Judge Morrison made a note. "How did burning the dress make you feel?" "Like she was saying I don't matter. That all those grandmas don't matter. That I'm not really family." Emma's voice cracked slightly. "Grandma gave me that dress. She said I was her granddaughter and she loved me. But Aunt Sylvia says I'm not really family anymore because Grandpa has new kids now." "Do you feel like part of your grandfather's family?" "I don't know. I used to. But now it feels like there's Grandpa's family with Aunt Sylvia and their kids. And then there's me and Mom, and we're separate. Aunt Sylvia wants it that way." The courtroom was silent. My father looked stricken. Sylvia stared straight ahead. Judge Morrison asked a few more questions, then excused Emma. She deliberated for 20 minutes, then returned. "I've heard enough. Mrs. Sylvia Morrison, your attempt to exclude your stepdaughter's child from this estate is denied. Emma is the legitimate grandchild of the deceased. The will specifies 4 grandchildren receiving equal shares. That distribution stands." She looked directly at Sylvia. "Your statement that family history is for my kids while burning an irreplaceable family heirloom shows a deliberate pattern of exclusion and cruelty. This child is family history, as she eloquently testified. You don't get to erase that because you're insecure." Judge Morrison turned to my father. "Mr. Morrison, you defended your wife after she destroyed your mother's wedding dress and traumatized your granddaughter. You chose to ask your daughter to leave rather than address your wife's behavior. That's a choice you'll have to live with." She signed the order. Estate distributed as originally written. $450,000 to Emma Morrison. Held in trust until age 25. Additionally, Mrs. Sylvia Morrison is ordered to pay $3,200 to Emma Morrison for destruction of property, plus $15,000 in Emma's attorney fees. The gavel came down. Outside the courthouse, my father tried to approach us. "Sarah, Emma, wait." Emma hid behind me. "What do you want, Dad?" "I'm sorry, I should have stopped Sylvia. I should have protected Emma." "Yes, he should have. Can we fix this?" "I don't know. Emma, do you want to talk to Grandpa?" Emma looked up at him. "Did you mean it when you told us to leave that day?" "No, sweetheart. I was just upset." "You were upset at Aunt Sylvia for burning the dress?" "Yes, but you never called after. You let her say I'm not really family. You testified that I was parading the dress around." My father had no answer. "I think," Emma said quietly, "that you chose Aunt Sylvia, and that's okay. But I can't pretend it didn't happen." We walked to the car. Emma was quiet for a long time. "Mom, the judge said I testified eloquently." "You did, baby. You told the truth clearly and bravely." "Good, because now everyone knows. I am family." The dress proved it, even after it was gone. She was right. Sylvia had tried to burn away Emma's connection to our family history. Instead, she'd given Emma a chance to testify about it in court, to have a judge officially declare that she belonged, that no one could erase her heritage. The dress was gone. 93 years of family history reduced to ashes. But Emma remained, living proof that you can't burn away someone's bloodline, no matter how hot the fire.